Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, all those in between. Welcome back to Spartan923 Gaming. I am your host, Spartan923, aka Firehawk5150, aka Lucas, and we are back in Tank Mechanics Simulator, where we will be continuing off on our builds. We are currently in our museum, getting the Vickers up on display, and then we will be working on a KV2. Yep, it's another Russian tank, and I think I just got new email, so I might have another tank to go scrounge up to. Um, Other than that, as far as our schedule goes, we are looking at Tuesday, possibly another run of this on Tuesday, unless something else pops up that takes my interest and says, "Oh, let's do that." So we'll see, because I also have Red Dead Revolver in the tubes too, so we might do Red Dead Revolver. I know Red Dead Redemption 2 online really didn't play out, but Red Dead Revolver is something else entirely, so we might do that. Um, Thursday, we will be in Ark Ascended. Uh-huh. And Saturday, it'll either be this or possibly Monster Hunter Wilds if that falls on that time. We shall see. Other than that, we are one follower away from our 130 follower goal, and we are 6 subscribers away from our 10 subscriber goal for the month. So remember, subscribing gets rid of ads, helps out the channel directly. All the money you send goes into the channel itself. We are currently trying to save up for a new PC to help with the streaming setup. And also, if the money doesn't go into the stream, it goes into a little fund for Baby Bray. So you're helping out us big time, and just helping out him. And with that, I really don't have any other announcements to make. So let's go ahead and get on into the game, shall we? See you there. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, we have sync. See, hi, new to the channel. Why do you do that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3? Oh, it's called a sync. SYNCE or SYNC. It is to make sure that my audio is sunk up with my movements. Because sometimes if I activate my computer or more stuff on my computer than what the CPU can handle, or from what things can handle, or Elgato can handle, it will go berserk and cause me to misalign my audio. So that's all. All right, so the Vickers. Here we go. So you gotta find the Vicar. It's usually near the bottom. Yeah, there it is. Yep. 6-ton or Vicar Mark E. Are you excited about Rooster Teeth? Oh, hell yeah, I'm excited about Rooster Teeth being back. Don't even joke about that, Montfrere. I am so excited about that. Bernie Burns taking the helm again. That's just amazing. Oh. Do I have a Wehrmacht gun that can go in here? There's my music. Oh, we have an M1 Garand. That's awesome. Beautiful. All right, let's take a look at this KV2 that they have on our docket. So I may send that to the... Oh, that's Panzer 6 is a brute. So this thing, we've got so many of these. So you could just go to somewhere else. Oh, is this night-night? Oh.
Sailboats.
Okay. Boo, 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 boo. You go into nighty night. Did you eat lots of foods?
He had a little snacky snack.
Okay. You sleep all through the night. You did so good last night. Boo, 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 boo.
Cream on your
You clapping at the microphone.
Clap, clap.
Yes. It's ready for bed, mommy.
Okay.
All right, buddy. You have a good night.
Night, everybody.
Night, night.
Daddy.
Uh-huh. You be a good boy.
You tomorrow.
Uh-huh. Oh, I have another Ricker? There we go. Oh, and we found the tank. Let's get the KV. Owner Tiana. All right, Tiana, we'll take a look at what we got here. And we're going to go dig up a tank. Yeah, there we go. Let's go start extraction. Hope it's as good as the last one where I was right in the field where it was. Get in the car. How is my Dr. Stone watch through going? It's going great. Do I have a favorite theme from it? I'd like the first season's theme. How'd I get so far? Yep. One part I kind of don't enjoy, but needs to be done. But I should be through it, at least here. And we'll just do continuous circle. Were there any voice actors at the No, this was just a local thing. If anything, I was more a celebrity there than there would have been any celebrity. especially when like several kids from several students recognize me from several Foxcons back, and they're like, "Oh, you were here before." I'm like, "Yeah, I was." Like, "Yeah, last year we got you with a knife and a fish." I'm like, "Yeah, that's true." Because they were doing Clue, and I was brought in to work with the 405th, which we got yelled at because of it. Oh wow, there's nothing? There's really nothing in there? That's bizarre. Did I get into any nerd fights? No, I did get to express my disdain for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But I really don't hate JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I just don't get it. And of course, the person's like was avidly a fan, so I let them have their moment, and they enjoyed themselves, and so I'm like, oh well, it's just not my thing. But I'm like, if you enjoy it, that's great. Then I had to lead a cosplay parade because it was a bit of a low turnout in the sense of cosplayers, so had to help out with that. And then, of course, the cosplay contest was a team of cosplayers, and they all signed in under the same docket. So they were selected as the winners, because they were the only cosplayers that competed. And I was the judge, and I was like, "Oh, well, that's okay." And they're like, "Oh, do you still want to give a critique?" I'm like, "Oh, I could definitely give a critique. If they want a critique, I will give them a critique." So I critiqued them. They were good. They were from My Hero Academia. Dabi and the other, like, minor villain? What they thought was a major, what we thought was a major villain in the first season, really wasn't. No, it wasn't All for One. It was the one with all the hands. There's nothing. There's nothing set off the metal detector. But you didn't. Oh, there it is. How come my metal detector didn't work? I mean, if it's just gonna be that, I mean, I might as well not look for the littles. I didn't even think the drone could do that. Alright, let's do it. Yay, they found something. Where are the lights? Ah, looks a little different. Oh, you look rough. Ah, my ear. I think this might be... Oh, it's a 3. Okay. I want to say the Panzer III was like the main tank in Große und Panzer, but I might be wrong. I know they had a Panzer, but it had a very stubby barrel like this 3 does. So I want to say it was 3, but it could have been a 4. And I gotta keep giving credit to Große und Panzer because it's the reason that I kind of got hooked on tanks for a little bit. So. All right. All right. So back to the shop. Oh, we got a Panzer and KV2. I think we're gonna swap out that KV2, not the KV2, the Panzer for something else. I may contract the Panzer for the other Vickers so I can get rid of both of these. Yes, you're owned by Greg. Okay. So let's go ahead and buy missing parts. Wonderful. Got those. You. Same thing. Yes, I am doing a double repair. I have the money, I can do it. No, don't do that. Cancel that. Okay. That's done. Alright. First things first. We yank the engines and the turrets. You get that KV. Oh, wow, that's a brute. Get yours there. All right, let's break them down. Monster Hunter Wilds come out. What are you going to main? I'm going to main my only reliable one, which is Longsword. Longsword has always been my main. I've tried to main others. I wanted to get Switch Axe to work, but I couldn't. I tried to do Greatsword, but it's just way too sluggish for me to figure it out. And everyone knows, oh, you just need to know the finesse. I'm like, oh, I don't know the finesse, so... Unfortunately. Would I recommend Girls in Panda? Yes, I do. It's not like lewd or anything, so if that's what you're wondering, it's not like that. I mean, it's kind of a slice of life tankery anime, so do with that as you will, I guess. I mean, the premise is that Tankery Club needs to, like, be successful for the school not to be shut down, yada, yada, yada. So... And I mean, they get all the cultures down right in a way. They get the Russians are very Russian. The Americans are very American. The British are very Britishy. So it's... And I believe that, like, the French, like, I think someone told me that when the French are fighting, it's, like, very, very stereotypical France, where other people are like, oh, you've got to be some revolutionary or something like that, and like, no. we go. Ah. Alright, got my grocery list for tomorrow. Don't think there's much else on the exterior I need to do. Alright, I think that is it for yours. So, let's go finish breaking down other stuff. I do think I mean, the one thing they did with Russia is, like, the commander for the Russian team's, like, super short, so she, like, stands on another... she stands on, like, the tallest student in her group to, like, present dominance, I guess. It's pretty like, Tatia is now taller than you. Okay. Have I ever seen Tanya the Evil? Yes, I have, and it is disturbingly good, and disturbingly just dark. It is. I actually talked to someone today about Tanya the Evil. It is ridiculous. It's an isekai, and it's just, oh man, I love it and hate it at the same time. I don't, like, truly hate it. I feel bad for liking it. I guess is what I could say. It's not terrible. The story is very interesting. It goes off the concept of a higher power and stuff like that, and a vengeful god in in the sense of, oh, you don't believe in me? Fine. You're gonna, when you die today, well, you died today, so I'm gonna send you somewhere where you should have to understand that I am this all-powerful being, and I'll prove to you that I am real. Like, and the guy, whatever. Or it's like, you know what? I'm not gonna call you God. I'm gonna call you Being X. And like, oh wow, just picking fights with a deity is just. If I've learned anything from Dungeons and Dragons, you don't do that. Alright, we're getting the breakdown of this one done. Oh yeah, and then the god's like so spiteful that it's like, because like in this new world, people are born with like magical powers, and they are, if you have them, you like your life is a lot better and you're glorified for it and stuff like that. And then being X is like, okay, so you're using your powers now. Do you believe in me for all your success? All my success was done for me, not because of you. It's like, fine. Guess what? You can't use your powers now unless you pray to me. And like, what? Like, that is just so spiteful. Oh yeah, better get that Vickers. Outsource repairs. Alright, let's get this KV2 ripped apart. It should just be like a regular KV1, but with a different turret, I believe is what I saw. And I think it has a beefier engine. Yeah, I used to do reads of the stats on this, but having the window open at the same time, I was doing this was wrecking my performance. It was like causing overload, so I had to stop. And reading off my phone didn't allow me to keep playing while reading, so... Any recommendations? What kind of recommendations? Like videos to watch? I've been rewatching the Rooster Teeth animated shorts. They're really awesome. I forgot how good they were. It just had been a while since I watched them because I know everything from Rooster Teeth I ever watched was entertaining. I mean, there are a few things that just weren't my jam, but the Rooster Teeth animated shorts are always funny because, like, talked about Bernie having ownership of a website called Bernie.com, and the actual like town of Bernie, Tasmania contacted him and asked for ownership of it, and he said, I will give you the website if you hold a parade in my honor and I get to lead the parade, and then somewhere you build a statue, I pay for it, but it is me standing holding a platypus and a can of Foster's beer, and I get to choose why it was erected. And they said, could you just, like, no, but could you just make it less offensive? And apparently Gus, who plays Simmons in Red vs. Blue, went on and said, Bernie sucks dick. And, they have cost me my statue. It was either Bernie sucks dick or Bernie sucks. But I wouldn't put past Gus to be more vulgar than you'd think. But And of course, it had some of like the classic cast, like Joel and Jack and all of them, and even some of the cast that you kind of wish wasn't there anymore. But it's kind of unavoidable in some senses. And believe me, some of those cast members that you wish weren't there or don't want to be reminded of, it's kind of sad because one of the cast members I always like related to until I figured out what happened, and then I felt not just hatred, not like hatred or anger towards them. I felt anger towards myself in the sense of like I compared myself to this person, and now this happened, and I kept saying if I was the guy in this kind of group dynamic, that would be the person I'd be. It's a creepy kind of instigator kind of guy who's just like, yeah, sure, but then I'll just cut off your legs and cut off your arms and leave you to die. But yeah, so if anyone doesn't know who I'm talking about, Ryan Haywood, I really looked up to the guy, and I had a lot of respect for him until I figured out what he did, and I was like, that just enraged me to the point of like, I looked up to you, I kind of modeled my style off of you, and you go and pull that shit. And I was just so angry at myself that I was like, why could I have let myself just been played? And I eventually came off it and said it's not on me. This guy made the mistakes, and I wanted to forgive him. I did. I really wanted it to be like bad press, like someone like abusing a whole thing of like abusing a like just a false flag thing because of everything that was going on with a lot of the Me Too's and stuff like that. Not saying that Me Too isn't legitimate. No one should be treated badly in any type of thing, but there's always outliers that will abuse that power to try to gain just notoriety and be like, yeah, I'm famous now because I accused this guy and ruined this person's life. And then you come to find out years down the road it was wrong. And then you're like, oh gosh, we wrecked this guy's life because we didn't give them benefit of the doubt. And I gave him benefit of the doubt until Jack and Michael made their video explaining the situation, and I was just heartbroken. It just sucked so bad, and I was like, just terrible. And like I said, I took it a lot harder than I think anyone would have because I idolized the person so much, and I found that they were like my favorite person because I always like, oh yeah, Edgar's in the hole. I'm like, all this stuff, just so much stuff that I was like, god damn it. Of all the people, you had to be the one who had to be that guy. And like, and I was just so furious at myself. And everyone's like, oh, that's what caused the downfall. I'm like, no, what caused the downfall was the mistake was they teamed up with Warner Brothers, HBO, and Warner Brothers expected 10 years of content in 3 years. They also put a bunch of their people in there. And because of it, some people, and there were also other things, like I believe the Caden incident, which someone was like being very anti-trans and stuff like that. And the thing is that everyone's like, oh, so everyone at Rooster Teeth's anti-trans or something like that. No, they aren't. That was different individuals, and they were dealt with appropriately. But also, things just, because of that, I mean, bad press and all that stuff. But the thing is I believe everyone should have a chance to explain themselves and rectify what's going on, and that the whole company shouldn't be held in. I mean, the people who do the wrong should be held accountable. You shouldn't have to destroy a company because one person does something wrong. The thing is when Haywood did what he did, I didn't hate Rooster Teeth for it. I hated Haywood for what he did. It wasn't Rooster Teeth that did what happened. He did it. And same thing with the Caden thing, is I didn't hate Rooster Teeth for it. I hated the employee that was being rude to Caden and making them feel unwelcome and all that stuff. So that person deserves all the blame. And I think a lot of people are just in this cancel mode of like, oh, well, if they hired that person, they must represent that too. No, it doesn't mean that. So, I honestly say pick your battles, and make sure that you've picked the right person to blame, because it's not always the one person. Or the one entity. It's usually a single person, and you should blame that person, not if it's rightfully so, like no wrongful accusations or anything like that, then yeah, you need to deal with that. They need to be dealt with and held accountable. So, do I believe that Rooster Teeth as a whole was anti-trans and rude and belittling and all that? No, I don't believe that, because I've watched them since 2003, and they've never been like. Now, do their jokes sometimes hit a bit of a level that be like, oh yeah, this is comedy, like it's more like the comedy of we aren't here to offend you, but we may say something that you probably wouldn't just say. And it's not like they're saying, oh, we hate these, like, oh, well, that person's gay, or this person's this person's trans, or something like that. But they wouldn't be like, oh, well, I'm going to misgender this person on purpose and make them feel terrible and stuff like that. The company as a whole wasn't like that. Again, this was individuals that were doing things wrong, and they should be held accountable for what they did. So I definitely feel that catching hell for the wrongdoings of single entities should not have been held accountable to Rooster Teeth themselves. So, because I know Bernie wasn't like that. I know Matt Hullum wasn't like that. Gus Cirola was not like that. Joel, everyone's like, oh, what about Joel? Joel just didn't like HBO, and that's what they got rid of him for it. Because he said a few things that HBO didn't like, and he just left. So. And then, of course, people like, well, Kathleen Zilch left. Like, that was for other reasons. So, you can't hold everyone accountable for everything. And the thing is Kathleen and Joel weren't, like, the bad situations. They were... I mean, thing is, I don't know the full ramifications, and if it was bad, then yeah, I'll admit it's bad. But that doesn't mean they should be the ones held accountable on that. Well, they should be that all of Rooster Teeth should be held accountable for that. Now, the thing about them saying about the labor issues and stuff like that, where they're working hours and hours without pay or stuff like that, that didn't start till WB owned them. Because when Matt was running it, he made sure everyone was paid and kept them paid. But when WB had them, they just were like, "No, we want to see work done before you receive any money," and they just treated everyone very badly. And that's why when they said that they teamed up with like HBO, I'm like, oh well, that's kind of bad in my opinion. But if they needed it, then okay. Because I really wasn't for that move. I thought they were strong enough to handle themselves, and I think they just wanted to get onto a streaming platform, which is fine, but I think they should have stuck with Netflix, honestly, because they put Ruby out on Netflix, and they put Red vs. Blue out on Netflix, and I thought that was a great idea. And then they started their own app, and I'm like, oh, that's good, do that. But, say like, yeah. Again, though, if I am wrong in my statements, I am more than willing to admit I'm wrong. As long as there's factual evidence, as long as someone doesn't come at me and say, no, it's because of this, this, and this, and doesn't provide any proof, I'm just going to be like, well, that's your opinion, but you aren't showing me anything of proof. But if someone comes up to me like, well, it was this, this, and this, and here's the links to why that was, and the accusations, and the reports, and all that, then I'll be like, okay, I'm wrong, and that's bad. But I think with Bernie Burns taking over again, because Bernie Burns is such a nice person, I think things are going to go very well for it. And I know that there's a person out there who will completely be against me saying that because they love to be the person who knows everything and loves to tell people they're wrong, and I don't think she's a very happy person in her life. I actually feel sorry for her boyfriend because he's such a nice guy and he's so talented, but she just seems like a real stuck-up B-word. Oh, it's 18 plus. She's a real stuck-up bitch. And I think in all honesty, I'm kind of glad that things with me and her fell apart in the sense of us working together, because I just really didn't want there to be a moment where she took credit for something I did, but apparently her just making a stink about everything. Just, I don't know why she had to be so petty about shit. We could have worked things out. We could have made things work. I think what she was really pissed off of is that she wasn't in an administrative position in the group we were in, and that made her angry because she felt she was entitled to be in an administrative position, but all of the administrative positions I had were full. And I wasn't looking to change anyone out, and everyone was doing a good job, so I didn't see anyone needing to be replaced. So I think that really made her angry that I didn't give her some position of power, and I found that kind of very rude. To the point of which I'm like, look, if you aren't happy with someone, that is your problem with that person, and if you can't work that out like an adult with that person, then you should probably really rethink communicating with that person or your conversations with said person, and try to just work it out and be adults about it. I think maybe when I said that, they got insulted and thought I was just siding with the other person. And I'm like, no, I wasn't, because I wasn't even siding with that person. I actually told that person, I'm like, look, I don't have time to listen to this. This is something between you two, and you need to figure this out. And I'm like, if you aren't going to stop at this, I swear, this is going to reflect very poorly on you and on anyone else. And I ended up yelling about that too. And they ended up telling their boyfriend, and their boyfriend ended up talking to me. I'm like, look, I'm not here to babysit two full-grown women. These are full-grown women that are. I mean, one is definitely more along in years than the other, but these are grown women who need to deal with their stuff and get it sorted out. I'm not going to stand in the middle of a hair-pulling fight because they are rubbing each other the wrong way. And I think you need to address your friend and tell her to not talk to your girlfriend that way. Because she's saying horrible things about your girlfriend, and you should be a man and stand up and do that. And he understood what I was coming at on that, and I'm like, look, if they don't like each other, they shouldn't even talk to each other. And I said, if you don't like people, don't talk to them. Don't talk to them, be kind, but do not address them. And then, of course, I got the whole, I don't feel like I'm appreciated in this group, and I don't feel very welcome. And I've never once treated you any differently than I do anyone else. I've made you feel welcome. I invited you to everything. And then I think this was also after, like, no one said that the Christmas thing had been changed. And I'm like, well, number one, you said you weren't coming. So why would we have told you? But I also posted everywhere, oh, by the way, it has been relocated, and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, you had told me you were not interested in going. So why in the world would you be so bent out of shape about not being invited when you said you weren't coming, or not being informed that the location changed? Why would you have cared? I'm like, do you need me to write you a letter personally saying, oh, your majesty, we have changed the location of the venue, and we know that you have told us that you are not going to arrive, but we wanted you to know that we considered you, and blah 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 blah. And I don't cater favorites. I don't. And the thing is that if there was ever a thing where I catered to people, it would be because I knew that person longer. That person's been respectful to me, has always been in contact with me, has never raised a conflict with me, and if they have raised a conflict, they had the stones to express and logically tell me why they have an issue with me. And I've always said, I'm like, I respect more people that are honest and brutal to me than I do people who try to appease me, in the sense of treating me like super special and all that other stuff. I'm like, I do not like fake people, and it bothers me when people are fake around me, because I'm like, how can I trust you? I'm like, if all you're going to do is tell me what I want to hear and not tell me what I need to hear, then what good are you? And I think a lot of people find that very rude of me, but I'm also a person that says, I'm like, I'll tell it how it is, and I will let you know just how nasty I could be about things. And sure enough, people have really kind of respected that about me. So, all right. Get the Vickers out. But yeah, I don't think I've really been in contact with the one person who just quit out of spite for a while, and I'm kind of glad, because they're very. I mean, the thing is, the last time I saw them, we were at a convention, and they were like using my friend's booth as a way to attract attention to themselves. We were at the 501st booth, and her and her husband, boyfriend, I don't think they're married, her and her boyfriend were there, and he was in a very ornate thing, and she was in, of course, her, I made everything from this, I even spun the thread myself, na 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 na. And I hate cosplayers. I mean, I don't. Let me explain this. I respect a cosplayer that puts in all the work into their outfit, like buys the fabric, sews everything from scratch, sizes everything. Good on them. I have the utmost respect for them. I don't like someone that uses it as a reason to make themselves feel superior than anyone. Because I will say that I have met one of the best cosplayers I think exists. Her name is Jessica Negri. She is awesome, and she's also plays Cinder in Ruby. I met her. She is the most humble person I've ever met. She doesn't gloat. She doesn't say she's the best. She's like, yeah, I made this. It's fun. And she saw my Halo armor, which isn't, it's not like hard fiberglass or anything. It's made of EVA foam. She looked at mine. She's like, that is awesome. And I said, well, my buddy made it. I didn't really. She's like, still, it looks cool. And you should feel awesome for it. And I'm like, I do, thank you. And she's just so supportive. It's so nice. I didn't feel unequal to her. I felt that she respected me on the same level as anyone else. So I felt very welcome around her, where with the person who gave me trouble, I've never felt her equal. We were actually, yeah, this is the other thing, is that we were we went to a restaurant. I had invited all of the new generation of the group, and I had said, I was introducing new members. I said, this is this, they're going to be our so-and-so, and the, her boyfriend, I said, he's going to be this, and then they will also be an understudy for my character. And she says loud enough for the whole table to hear, but passive aggressively goes, he's much better than an understudy. And I just like kind of sunk into myself at that point. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm done talking then. And I mean, several people were like, why'd she say that? And I was like, I was very defeated at that moment. And I mean, one of the other admins were like, hey, don't take it like that. I'm like, how am I supposed to take that? I apparently insulted. I'm like, no, you didn't insult him. You were being honest. And if it's not his character that is assigned to him that he selected, because you're that character, and we said that we can have other characters, but you're listed as the main one, and they should be respectful of that. I'm like, well, it's whatever. Because I wasn't a very conflict-heavy person. I was like, you know what? It's whatever. I'm fine. And I really wasn't. I was like, if this is how she treats people, I mean, maybe I should pull her aside and say, hey, if you've got a problem, you need to talk about it. Because I don't find that type of comment very respectful. And if she said, well, it's not that it's not respectful, it's just the truth. I'm like, well, why would you say that? I mean, that's so hurtful to me in general. That you would be that disrespectful to me after I invited you into this, and you treat me like that. I mean, I'm not here to, like, say I'm the boss and you should be respectful, but I am going to say I am the head admin, and you just insulted me in front of everybody. And if you say, well, I wasn't trying to be insulting, well, you were, and I do believe you should apologize, but I'm not going to force you to, because I'm going to probably think that you'll think that I'm being horrible to you. because that seems to be how anyone who behaves like that acts. So there was no way it was going to come out nice, I guess. But this is a person who I think for like one series, they're like, I'm going to do every female character from this show because I love this show. I've watched it since the beginning. I know everything. I know the birth date of every female character on it, and I like I spent 15 minutes talking to this voice actress about that character and all this, and they complimented my dress 5 times, and then I really don't care. And then if I ever brought up like, oh, they're so corrupt, they're so just vile now, and all that, like, okay, where's your evidence? And like, yeah. And then of course I never went to a RTX because this person was like, oh, it's a line con, you'd never be able to see who you are. I was lucky enough to see all of the RWBY girls and all that. There's no way you would be able to. I'm like, you would have to plan everything around it, and you miss out on all the other good things that are there. I'm like, I think I know why I would be going, and I don't think you really have the right to tell me if I'd enjoy myself or not. So, but at that time, I was still trying to incorporate them into the group and let them feel welcome and all that. It just seemed like... And I was always a very strong advocate for Rooster Teeth in the sense of, like, yes, people have their flaws. Mistakes are made, but you can't just condemn everybody for that mistake. But I let them say their piece and all that other stuff. And I wasn't like a blind follower to Rooster Teeth. If there was something wrong and people presented me the evidence, I'd be like, yeah, that's wrong. And they should be held accountable. But I don't think the whole company should be, like, condemned for it. And a lot of people are like, no, that's not what we mean at all. And I'm like, okay, well then we agree on that. So, but nevertheless, this person just is always rude, always. If anything, she was the one that was rude. And I tell people now, I'm like, if anyone ever brings up her name, I'm like, look, you gotta be careful with that one. And they're like, why? I'm like, she just gives us ire of, I don't like you, and I don't approve of you, and you're beneath me. And every time I've said that, they're like, yeah, I've gotten that vibe from them. And I'm like, yeah, it's not something I tolerate, but if you can tolerate it, you're a better person than me. And they go, no, you shouldn't have to tolerate that. I'm like, well, I appreciate that you're saying that, because apparently I was supposed to tolerate it, and I was made a fool about it. So but anyway. Oh yeah, and then I also there were other, if you want to hear like the history of my cosplay history of people that when we were recruiting for the RWBY group, we had one guy who wrote the most Mary Sue character ever, and was trying to join the group solely for their ex-girlfriend. And the ex-girlfriend even told us about this person and said, hey, this guy's gonna try to sign up. They're my ex-boyfriend. They're only doing it because I broke up with them, and they just want to be around me to try to convince me to go back with them. And I told the other this was like our first generation of administrators. I was like the third member that helped out founding the group, and I said, hey, this person told me that this other person who's signing up is a lot of trouble, and I don't think we should like completely eliminate them, but I think we should at least be a bit. We should hammer home the idea of like, is there anyone in this group that you know or that is signing up? And if they say yeah, I'm like, okay, do you know who that is, and are they a reason you're joining? And if they said no, I'd be like, okay, well, we're just going to tell you that if any type of conflict happens between you and this person, and we find out that either one of you is the persecutor of it, you will be removed. Both of you, if need be. Whoever instigates it will be taken out first. So I will, and if I find out that it is you that is trying to get them instigated so they are removed, you will be gone. And I said, I hope you understand that. And, but before we even got to that level with them, that we read their stuff, and it was like so, like, he's angry all the time, and he uses like some Naruto shit and all that to summon his semblance. I'm like, number one, you are breaking the world here, which was against our rules. Like, you cannot bring in your own thing from another show to make your character cooler. And you can't be associated with and then he broke every rule we set. You can't be associated with one of the I forgot what they're called. The maidens. You can't, because there was a maiden of spring, winter, fall, and summer. And he's like, he's the son of a fallen maiden and all that. I'm like, that's strike one. You have to change that. And he's got his own team called Team Mad. And I'm like, that is so ridiculous. I'm like, why in the world are we humoring this? And then finally, I just like, guys, this is so ridiculous. And like, they're like, nope, we're canceling this now. And I'm like, how? And I'm like, this is, and then I get a message from the person, and they go, yeah, he recently threatened me. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, yeah. And I'm like, nope. And I'm like, guys, no, we can't. And the both of them, who were women and very protective of this person that we had, like, yeah, no, we aren't humoring this. They immediately sent a very professional reply saying, due to conflicts and I think they even said that your character is not acceptable. You'll have to like present a new one, or we will not be considering you at all. I was like, I don't want them here. I want them gone. I do not want anyone here to feel that they are not safe. And they're like, yeah, we can't have that. So, a little victory. But then, of course, down the road, he saw me and his ex together at a convention, and apparently that meant that we were sleeping together. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you even assume that? And I'm like, buddy, I swear that you have issues. And then he's like, yeah, well, I have a shotgun with your name on it. I'm like, I should call the police on you. And then after I said that, he got like really, really quiet and really, really nervous. And I told his ex, I'm like, do not talk to that man. That man is unstable. And if he comes near your property, you call the police instantaneously. He should not be around you. He is unhinged. And, I mean, this guy would even threaten his own parents. I mean, that's ridiculous. And I'm like, and I led the gambit to, I mean, my armor is like, well, this is kind of like one of my, like, fallen angel kind of things where I want to help them not be in. I'm like, dude, you are not responsible for this kid. And it took me years, but finally that all severed aside, and I'm like, oh, good, finally, you see. And he's been banned from several things. He went to RTX, and I had a friend that was going there, and she is known for going to like Ichi cons and all that, which she's a very beautiful young woman. But I've just said, hey, this one guy's going, and he's caused a lot of issues up here, especially around like very beautiful cosplayers. And I just want you to know to be very careful. And she's like, oh, thank you for that. And like, does he have? I gave the name and I gave a picture of him. I'm like, he'll probably be dressed like this or this, and he dresses like this character and this character. And she's like, I will keep an eye out for him for sure. And I'm like, good, because I just want you safe. I want your friends safe, because I know one of your friends is this age and he has shown no like he has shown that he is willing to cross that line. And she's like, oh wow. I'm like, yeah, so for your friend's safety, definitely. She's like, oh, she like had an in with RT and was like, yeah, where this is being addressed. And so, and I mean, but I never told the convention or anything, because he accused me of telling the convention that he was a bad person. No, I didn't. I warned my friend, and I wanted her safe. And if she did something, that's on her, not me. So going after me is a ridiculous thing. So, but, and the thing is that she may not have said anything. He got told, he got warned at the thing and said, oh, my whole trip's ruined because of this. I bet you so-and-so. And I'm like, I didn't do anything. I mean, if nothing else, I warned my friend to look out for you, because you go and grope, you go and tell women that you think about their characters at night and stuff like that. That's just disgusting. So, and I think he even said to someone, I touch myself thinking about your character. Why in the world would you say that to anybody? To the point of which, yeah, I almost got beat up because of him. And the person that we went to her birthday, and her boyfriend said, is this a guy? I'm like, whoa, what guy? And no, that's not him. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, what guy? And when we got there, this was another nail in the coffin for his application. He had told her that he dreamed about her character and stuff like that. I'm like, why would you say that? And he said it was I'm like, why would you say that? And he said because he's autistic or something. I'm like, that's no excuse. You don't say shit like that. I'm like, that is ridiculous. And if he's that level of autistic, and I don't even think that's even a thing for autism at that point. That is just willfully being a jackass. So I find that just disturbingly disgusting. That he would just say that, especially in front of the person's boyfriend. That is so stupid. And that boyfriend wanted to deck me. He's like, I'm like, whoa, buddy, we're on the same team. He's like, right, okay. And he's like, so are you doing something? Like, he's been rejected. We rejected him, like, because he'd already, like, been threatening somebody, and I was not allowing it. He's like, okay, good. And I'm still friends with that person to this day. She just had her first baby. She's a lovely young woman, and I wish her all the best in what she does. And her husband's a fine young gentleman. I think he's a game designer, but they are all just awesome. And I hope for the best for them and their kid. I hope that guy never speaks to them again, or is never able to be around them ever again. So, and as far as an update goes, the one guy that I knew who had run into him and had told me that this guy was trouble with a capital T for a while, hasn't heard from him since, and he doesn't know if that's good or a bad thing. But I'm like, yeah, he shouldn't even be like allowed around things. So, but yeah, it was a thing, because he actually like threatened it, and then he, like, years later was like, hey, he wants to like apologize and stuff like that. I'm like, if he wants to apologize, he can come to me in person, and it'll be on my terms. I set the place, I set the stage. He doesn't get to decide anything, and he cannot bring anything with him, because if I see a gun or anything like that, I am charging him, beating the tar out of him. Like, I am going to treat him like, even if he doesn't have anything, I'm treating him like he has a loaded gun on him, and I will have the police ready. Like, I do not approve of this. I do not want to forgive this guy. Of all the threats he's done and said to me, I swear to God, it's unacceptable. And that his parents allow him to behave that way because they're afraid of him. You know, I get that parents will keep an abusive child because they don't want to call the police on their own child. But if your kid is out of control and is threatening your lives, that ain't your kid anymore. That's a monster. And you need to lock it away. It's like that one girl out there who's like stealing her mom's credit card and buying $5,000 Gucci bags, and then taking the tablets that her mom buys her and smashing them on the ground because they weren't the latest and greatest tablet. That is ridiculous. That mom should have that child. I mean, that child should be gone. Or just never give it. I would, number one, lock it. I would destroy all my credit cards. I would change all my passwords on Amazon. I would hide my purse. I would never allow her to touch my phone. I would just limit everything she'd have access to. And if she hates me, she hates me. So what? And she could call. The thing is, that's not child abuse. That's discipline. Because technically, that child could be charged with theft. She steals her mom's credit card, spends her mom's money without her permission, and then doesn't care. And then also, if people who are sympathizing with her mother send her mom gifts, the kid steals them and says, oh, it's not for you, it's for me. Like, what monster is that? And I tell you, if Bray ever acts like that around me, I'm going to be like, okay, you want this to be the hardest thing in the world? Fine, we're going to play this, and we're going to see how this goes. I will. The thing is that I will treat Bray as an adult as long as he behaves like an adult. But if he wants to be a child, then I will treat him like a child. So. All right. So we're getting close here to the end of the spiel. So, is the KV2? Yeah. What's missing? A plate. Oh, that's not right. Oh, there it is. Plate. Plate. Done. Engine done. That should be everything on the KV2. Yep. So let's get that engine in there. And the thing is that if it takes like, well, how do you fix the grocery shopping thing? That's easy. Don't bring your grocery shopping with you. One of the parents stay home, and the other parent goes and does the shopping. Like, well, what if one parent can't carry all that stuff? Like, well, then you need to find a grandparent or someone to watch that kid. Or what you do is you do a dual attack and send someone out with a shopping cart that's going to get all of the stuff you need, and then the other one just distracts the girl and lets her fill up that cart, and then you just leave that cart and just take your other one. So, yeah, it's cruel for the shop place, which I feel bad that's the one solution I came up with. But in the end, it's going to be it will be like, nope, you ain't buying your stuff. And just the shock would be like, why not? Because this is not for us. I mean, she could have input on the grocery list, but you can't just go and grab anything you want. No. And then pitching a fit about it, well, that's not the parents being bad. That's just the child just being bad. So, tank extraction opportunity. All right, let's go see if we can knock this out. What are you? Oh, it's a Greyhound. Panther 5. I want to get that Panzer 6 in here. Oh, did I already get another one? Sherman. Okay. Right, tank and trash. I want to get that Panzer 6 in here. Panzer 6. I think this is a 6. Yeah, that's a 6. Oh, that's a Tiger. Oh, I've worked on a Tiger already, haven't I? I mean, that's what's in the museum, right? Ooh, what are you? You little Panzer 3? Yep, you are. Oh, are you a Stockwagen? I love working on these. That is what that is, right? Oh, did I not say what happened with the furnace? Oh, shoot. Well, we got it repaired. No, I did say that. I did say that. Yeah, we got repaired. I'm just waiting on payment, or the payment. Yep. Okay. So, we have that. Maybe that Panzer II I have? Bring it in? I don't think I've built one of them yet. How long do you think Red Dead Revolver take? Not long. I'm sure it'll probably be maybe 2 or 3 episodes. Because I used to speed run Red Dead Revolver. And if I was to do it, I probably would want to do it so that I could play it again with the Scorpion Revolver. Because that's like the best gun ever. Put you in Bay 2. Why do I have a perfectly good tank outside? Because. Yeah, that is small. That is smaller than the 3. You need to go outside. You haven't earned this place yet. Let's do it this way. There we go. Perfect. So let's go. Extract this tank. See if we can do it quick.
so first things first. Let's try the drone this time. Oh, perfect. All right, so we want to go down the center and we want to go down the second one. So let's get our... All right. All right, we're gonna dig this stuff up and hopefully get it back to the shop. Ah. Luger. Okay, it says that something is here. When in doubt, dig out the whole thing. Yeah, that's exactly. But we're still gonna dig out that tank. Damn it. This looks different. What are you? Oh, it's a Panzer IV. Okay. There we go. And back to the workshop. Alright, so we are at that point, folks. Maybe we'll go ahead and strip out a few things. That looks neat. That's what we're going to be working on one of these. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll get everything stripped out. Whew, excuse me. All right. Do I have a... I think I do have a Panzer IV in my museum. I don't think I have any smaller Panzers, though. Did I get another message for something? Need to get rid of a lot of these. Help with renovation. Panzer V. Greyhound. Sherman. Anywho. Couldn't you just buy a mouse and be done with the game? Then what's the point of me playing the game? I don't know why I'm taking parts off. I'm so close to the end of the stream. I don't know why I'm doing this. Maybe because I haven't worked on a Panzer II. I'm curious. I think I did a Panzer... I know I did a Panzer III because it had, like, stuff inside of it. Oh, this looks like... Oh, I have done one of these, I think. Oh, anywho. So, our schedule... We're looking at either Red Dead Revolver or this on Tuesday. Red Dead Revolver should be a lot... It's an old Xbox game, but it's a really neat game, and you kind of see where Redemption and all that came from it. Is it canon to it? It's a legend in Red Dead Redemption. So it's not specifically canon, but it's not... it's loose canon, I believe. They say it's a myth in game, so... And they also have, like, I think in the cigarette cards in Red Dead Redemption 2, they have one of the gunslingers in there. So I don't know where to tell you on that one. But Rockstar says that that's different from... It's not the same, but it's referenced as like a legend, and you can hear about Red Harlow at fire pits and all that. So it just comes down to that at this point. What's going on here? Feeling I might have to move that differently. And anywho. But yeah, or we'll be back in this, working on these. But yeah, and then Thursday we'll be back in Ark Ascended. Super excited about that. I think I need to put in some time in Ark tomorrow to make sure that my pets aren't dead. Is always kind of a thing. So one thing I'm learning with the server is having to keep pets alive. So but anywho, so we're at the 2-hour mark. So with that, guys, we appreciate you coming out here tonight and playing with us. Remember, we are one away from our 130 follower goal. Super excited about that. And then we are 6 away from our monthly 10 subscriber goal. So please feel free to subscribe, get rid of them ads, and help out the channel. We greatly appreciate it. Like I said, we're looking towards a new PC to help out with streaming. And we are looking into, and we are also putting money aside for Baby Brave for the future. So we greatly appreciate that. Not only helping out the channel, but you're helping out him, and we greatly appreciate it. And then I don't really have much else to say. Don't forget to check out our VODs at YouTube. This video should be up tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. The previous video should be up now. I still have to put the ending card on it, so I'll do that. But other than that, guys, remember to get out there, discover, explore, create, innovate, and we will see you here next time on Spartan 92 Food Gaming. Take it easy. Oh boy. Missed working on tanks. Always good.